What's up everyone, welcome to yet another video on my YouTube channel. I welcome you all to this brand new video where I'll be sharing my thoughts and experience after using a third-party battery on my iPhone 6s Plus. So I've already made a video when I switched batteries on this iPhone back in 2018. It's been 3 years since I uploaded that particular video. I'll share the link to that video in the description below. You can go and check it out on our channel, and I'll give my honest opinions and thoughts. I'll help you recommend if you should replace your iPhone's battery by yourself. Now, without much talking, let's get into it. So this is an iPhone 6s Plus. As you can see here, it's a rose gold color, and I think you can see the S branding right there. Yeah, so it's an iPhone 6s Plus, and I bought this as a pre-owned device. So I bought it for 450 euros back in 2018. Time it had a bad battery, so I had to replace it. It was time of the Apple battery gate issue, so Apple were giving battery replacements at a less cost. The place where I lived, there was no Apple authorized service center, so I decided to change the battery by myself. At that time, Apple were ready to give replacement batteries at a lower cost. It was not an official Apple battery. Instead, it was a third-party battery from iFixit.com. So we've already made a dedicated video where I'll be sharing my first impressions while changing the battery. Fortunately, that received more backlash and it received more dislikes than likes in our YouTube video. I want to give a detailed review as I've been using this battery for around 3 years right now. So I think it's the right time to give a detailed review on whether you should opt for an official Apple battery or a third-party Apple battery, and what are the problems you'll face while changing batteries by yourself. Overall, I'll recommend you guys if it's worth it to change the battery by yourself, and if it's really worth it. So guys, you can change your battery by yourself, right? It's not an issue, but it's not an easy process and there's some problems of its own. One of such problems when you opt for a third-party battery instead of an official Apple battery, say, the major thing you'll face is that you won't be getting your battery stats anymore. I'm going into settings right now and choosing battery options, and as you can see here, the battery health option, which was introduced back in iOS 11 or 12, I guess. So when you replace a battery that's not from a official Apple provider, so it doesn't show the exact battery percentage. Instead, it shows service. Now this is because, and when you further get into the menu, you get these options. Like you get these warning message like important battery message, and there won't be any capacity that will be displayed since this is not a battery that's made by Apple. So regarding this issue, this will probably affect all batteries that didn't come from an Apple provider. So the reason for that is Apple is a company who doesn't always like their users to opt for self-repair. So what they do with third-party batteries is that, or with their own batteries, Apple tend to have a microprocessor or some kind of chip inside the battery which helps them to read the battery information or to check its genuinity. We're using an iFixit battery for the past 3 years and it's been like this. So it never shows battery health, I never get a battery percentage, and it only shows like service, right? And battery percentage will not be displayed whatsoever. So this is one major issue. It's clearly visible that Apple doesn't like when you install third-party batteries. Actually I'm not sure on how much the screen on time I was getting when I was using Apple battery, but getting to screen time, and it shows like daily average is 7 hours 46 minutes. The battery in this one drains so fast, right? So you need to find a power source each and every 3 hours. I get maximum of 3 hours when continuous usage on this phone, and 5 hours for on and off usage. So 5 hours is okay but not great. So, and 3 hours is just not great at all for a battery that's only 3 years old. I may be wrong, but it drains so fast. So that's yet another point I wanted to discuss. Regarding battery drain issues, this is a Geekbench test that was done when I changed the battery, and the date of the test is 7th March 2018, as you can see. Today is 21st of October 2021, so it's around 3.5 years I guess. The score that's given here is 2500 and the confidence is medium. I don't know what that means. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna recreate the test yet again, and we'll see if the score gets any better or any worse. This gives some details on the battery discharge. So this discharge test was conducted between 75% until 48%. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna recreate the same test yet again for educational purposes. And apparently this test took 1 hour and 14 minutes to drain the battery from 75% to 48%. Well, looking at it, it has definitely degraded, but we have to get the numbers right. In this section, we'll click battery and run benchmark for partial discharge with dim screen, and we have turned off mostly everything. Make sure there's no app running in the background. And the battery percent is 76%, but we're gonna start it right away.
One hour later.
Alright, we have the results. Well, there seems to be a difference as the score has dropped from 2500 to 19050, and the confidence seems to be at medium. The test conducted on 2018, the battery lasted for 1 hour and 14 minutes, but in this test the battery drained in 59 minutes, so it's a whole 15 minutes difference. Well, it's unfortunate to see that this type of repairs has more disadvantages than advantages. So in that line, the next is that this phone right here, it's been 3 years since I changed the battery, and the battery was brand new when it was replaced. Apple batteries, the original factory fitted ones, they used to last until your phone reaches 1%, right? So you can still use your phone when it's 1% and it's about to die. But after changing this particular battery, the iFixit for this comparison, I don't know if there's a battery fault, but this phone right here, this throttles so much. When this reaches 20% of battery, most of the things become unusable, right? It lags so much, and now you can see it's completely fine. The gestures and animations, everything work fine. But when the battery percent reaches around 25%, this phone throttles a lot. Alright, for the throttling test, I'll show you how bad this phone throttles. Not bad, but this phone throttles when the battery reaches below 20%. When the phone is hot, it throttles so bad, and that throttling is very much noticeable. Now let's try here. So there's a camera and let's do this. And yeah, I think you catch this. Took a second to to even start recording, right? So that's an issue. And this gets, yeah, I just clicked the power button and it took a split second to come to home. So yeah, that's the throttling issue I was talking about, and I believe this is only happening in third-party batteries and not the original iPhone batteries. That's my personal opinion. I may be wrong, but I don't know. But do drop in the comments if any of you facing this issue. Let's open Snapchat, and yeah, I'm just scrolling, and there you can see the performance being sluggish and it takes a time to load. And see this, right? I'm scrolling, yeah, there you can see this must be smooth when it's when it's having a good amount of charge, but since it's low on power, it's happening like this. And now this issue is very relevant in few apps like camera and Snapchat, as I showed you, and also music and YouTube, etc. So I'm gonna open music. Let's play some tracks. Overall, yeah, the animations have been slowed down and they are slow, sluggish, and that's definitely due to the phone throttling down the performance since the battery is not up to their mark, or that's what I believe. And let me bring down the volume. Yeah, that animation changed right there. See, click next. Like it should not take this much time, and the animation should be smooth, and it's not that smooth. So that's the major issue. Yeah, I click pause and nothing happened again, and it becomes unresponsive. There, just pause now after some 5 seconds or long. It reacts differently when when we're attending the call, or yeah, let's just say we're using the phone as usual, right? Nothing, the settings app is open and it's being opened, and then I click. The vibration still lasts for 2 seconds, and the idea behind this is the call, while attending the call or taking or making a call, the sluggishness and the throttling, you'll feel it. I told you guys that Snapchat, one of the most affected app. As you can see, Snapchat is being opened, and yeah, you can see what's happening there. And for instance, let's check the battery percent right now, and it just came home. Let's check the battery percentage right now. So go to control center. There you can feel the sluggishness, like too much. Okay, so the battery percent is on 12%. Yeah, battery percent is on 12%, right? For instance, we'll connect the phone with a power source, right? Here's a power bank, and here I connect the phone on charge. There you go. And I'm gonna open the same application, and we'll see if the throttling is still visible, right? So now there's Snapchat, and yeah, as you can see, it's now more smooth, and it's not like lagging anymore. The moment I take the power off, and it gets to normal, and you can see it's, yep, the same thing happened again. See, the viewfinder you can see, and yeah, so this is the issue I'm trying to discuss with everyone, and it's kind of a serious issue because it'll be difficult when you're outside, when you don't have a power source, and your phone drops to 20%, and it becomes unusable. You won't be able to use your phone, you won't be able to attend calls, and it just becomes unusable, and it heats up a lot. So yeah, this is one of the major concern, and hope there's a fix. So we're gonna conclude this video by saying that yeah, batteries do degrade, and I'd recommend you to spend the extra bucks and get the official Apple battery from Apple store themselves. Of course, you can opt for self repair, and you can install a third party battery, but because Apple doesn't like their iPhones running third party batteries and batteries that doesn't have a Apple logo on them, my suggestion is that you just spend some extra bucks and install a official Apple battery, only to get more processing power, and your phone doesn't want to throttle when it reaches 20%, and you can use your phone until 4%. If you're good at self repair, or if you're enthusiastic about it, you can do it, but just make sure you don't make any mistakes and you don't do this. This is some serious issue, and if not treated well, if you're careless about that, you might lose your phone to water or dust or something like that. I hope you all get a idea about battery replacements right now. If you have any doubts or if you have any queries, do let me know in the comments below. Do let me know if you have any issues with the video, and subtitles are on, so just click on the subtitles if you don't understand my accent. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next one.